tonight for us. We're here because we've been captured by this story. The story that is really peace entering into chaos. What you've been seeing on the screen are really just fragments of people's lives, parts of their story, where you can kind of gather that these are people that have a certain level of chaos that they're learning to kind of live with. That is just sort of part of the story of their own lives. And as you probably can also tell, that they also are living out this story that is peace entering into that chaos. And what's really amazing about it is not really that that has happened for them, but it's really the response. It's that peace has entered into their chaos. And so these are people that now have chosen to become peace for other people, to step into someone else's chaos and become peace for them. And that, I think, is the amazing part. And a lot of you might be wondering, all the posters for this tour and the promotion and everything for it was to say that this was a Christmas pageant. And you're wondering what's going on because you haven't seen a single camel or donkey or a wise man walk across the stage. And the reality is that it really is a pageant, but we know the usual suspects that are part of the Christmas story. We know the wise men. We know Jesus and Mary and Joseph. We know all of these characters, and we're familiar with them, but we may not recognize that people are still going to that manger. People are still following that hope, that faith that says, quite possibly, peace could enter into my chaos. And so really, tonight, the pageant is not about those specific characters in the first Christmas, but they are about this Christmas and all of us as characters in this big story. What does it look like, each of us having our own chaos? What does it look like for peace to have entered into that? And the very fact that you probably celebrate Christmas says that you probably know a bit of that story, that you've probably experienced peace entering into your life. So tonight, what I want to ask of you is to be peace for somebody else. You've seen a lot about Bloodwater Mission. It's really why we're here. We celebrate Christmas. We celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. But we also, along with that, because we celebrate that, are able to celebrate this act of stepping in to somebody else's story. Tonight, I'd love for you to step into the stories of people that live in Africa. People that don't have access to clean water. People that walk miles and miles to get water that is dirty and filthy and filled with the kinds of things that kill people. And that's what they have to bring back to their communities. The stories of people who don't have access to proper medical care, that don't have the very things that we take for granted every day. They don't have doctors nearby. They don't have people that will treat them with dignity when they're sick. We want you to enter into those stories and bring peace. Tonight, what that looks like is a couple different things. We'd love for you to pray for those people, because they're amazing and wonderful people, and they're not very different than we are. They have these amazing ideas. They want to build their communities certain ways. They simply lack resources to do it. And so tonight, what I'm asking of you is to help us provide those resources, to help us provide the means so that they can be the heroes in their communities, so that they can have water, so that they can have medicine. There's going to be people when you're leaving tonight, and they're going to have these big bags. And what I'd love for you to consider is what it might be to offer, to give a gift to somebody in Africa tonight. And I know it seems like a strange climate currently to ask people to give, because people seem to have less and less. But the reality is that there are these great stories all surrounding the Christmas season of generosity. You know, the drummer boy being one, where you have this child that has nothing, but he offers what he can, and he gives out of his need. And now there's the other story. It's a great story about a woman, a poor woman, who has nothing and is yet able to produce a coin, a token of what it means to give out of our need. Now, most of us have never had to do that. You know, when we give, we typically give out of our excess. We have way more than we deserve, and we're not entitled to anything. And yet it's very difficult to give most of the time, even out of our excess. But tonight, I'd love for you to be part of that story that is God providing in the midst of our need, and providing for somebody else and bringing peace for them. So when you're leaving, please consider making a donation for Blood Water and being a part of that story along with us. So thanks a lot for being here, y'all. It really means a great deal to us. We love coming up here and playing for y'all. So thank you. Got a couple songs left for you.